Hi everybody, Laura here. Thank you so much for joining me today. I'm excited to be a part of the November blog hop with Waffle Flower Crafts, and they have some really fun new stencils in this release. I'm going to show you how I created a couple of these cards using this first stencil is called the Infinite Petals stencil, and you can see there's a little guide on the stencil for a 4 1/4 and a 5 1/2 square card. So I cut a panel to 5 1/2 inches wide square, tall and wide, deep and wide. Anyhow, I'm going to start blending the first set of petals with picked raspberry distress inks. And I'm just giving kind of a smooth coating over the whole shebang. And then I go back in and I give it just a little once over in the corner. Just a tap, tap, tap. And that gives it that bit of gradient love, like so. And then I clean off the stencil. I rotate it and I try to find, now there's lots of different ways you could, use this, but I'm just using it this way. And I mean, I'm not an expert, but I just kind of rolled with it. Now I'm doing my second set of petals with the candied apple. Again, I did an even coating and then I go back and give it a once over in the corner to give a nice gradient red petal. Again, lining it up. Sometimes you got to shimmy it around for about 1.5 hours until you lock it into place. Now I'm going in with Spiced Pumpkin. Crazy story. My most used orange distress ink is Spiced Marmalade. Has been for years. But you remember that time I did an ink blending session with the family? I don't know what happened, but the next time I opened my Spiced Marmalade, it was covered in mold. I'm not sure if somebody spit on it or I don't know what happened because I've had these inks for years, but I had to throw that one away. I'm going to have to order myself a new Spiced Marmalade. Honestly, I can't believe how long I've had these inks and I've never re-inked them. While I was blabbing away, I finished this. I mean, look at it. It looks like a gorgeous quilt. I trimmed it down, popped it up on a white card base. Now I'm going to add, this is where it gets cute. And I'm using these Be a Panda. For the next card, I use Be a Cat. And I love critters. And I just die cut this panda with white and black cardstock. I've flipped it over and put the eyes and the nose in. And while I have it kind of locked into place, I'm going to pop on a piece of foam tape. And that will hold the eyes and the nose intact. Put a little bit of more foam tape, I can't talk today. Put some more foam tape on the back. And I'm going to pop this up onto my, what's this called? Infinite Petals ink blended background. And then those eye holes are sticky, so I popped in the little white eyeball. Now here's where she gets funky. I took the Bee Accessories die set and I die cut some glasses and a bow tie in coordinating colors. Later on I'll add a top hat. And now, not that you have to, but I mean if you want to go the extra mile, a rosy cheek is always appreciated. And then I went ahead off camera and embossed this Sending Love sentiment, which is from the Big Dots Holiday stamp set. And I'm going to just ever so gently tuck this right under the panda's hands, like he's holding a little sign. Now here's the top hat. Now how about you? But this kind of gives me the Alice in Wonderland vibes. Am I right? Okay, next card, next stencil. These two are called Ring Builder, and there's 2 of them. And you can use them together or individually, I think. I'm not really sure. I use them both together. So for the first one, I'm going over with my favorite color in all the land, Twisted Citron. And I really didn't go gradient with that one. I didn't give it the once over. I was just, you know what? Sometimes you do, sometimes you don't. I rotate that same stencil. And this time I'm going in with Mermaid Lagoon. Now this time I didn't cut a square panel, a 5 1/2 by 5 1/2. I did a standard size. So this is a 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 inch panel of cardstock. And there is the Mermaid Lagoon. Now this is where I brought in the other stencil, the other Rings Builder. I'm not sure, but I couldn't get the other one to work. When I rotated it for about 1.5 hours, I still couldn't get it to lock into place. But then when I brought this one in, it just locked right in, easy peasy. So I did that with a blueprint sketched, and then for my last little rotation, I'm going to do cracked pistachio. So here's another thing. My cracked pistachio is getting dry. So I think when I go to order a spiced marmalade, I might just pick up a new cracked pistachio. And I know I could just re-ink it, but I might just buy a new one just because I can. Okay, so there is, this one's gorgeous. I love that one. Okay, so I'm going to embellish this with the Be a Cat. And I'm doing a gray cat, even though normally anytime I do a cat, I like to do a yellow tabby because it brings back memories of our little kitty cat Bella. We had a yellow tabby back in the day. And then we found out our daughter Bailey was deathly allergic. So no kitty cats for us, which is very sad. But honestly, I would like to have a couple golden retrievers, maybe a monkey, a bird, a goldfish, you know, just a few things. But we're probably not going to have, well, first of all, you can't have any animals in this apartment. And again, I flipped it over, put foam tape on the back, and that held the nose into place. It's always debatable. Do you want to have a dark gray nose or do you want to have a pink nose? I think either way is cute. I added some black eyes, and then I'm gluing on the whiskers. This is, I think if I did this again, I wouldn't use my glue tube. I'd use a glue pen because you need like the thinnest little stream of glue, you know, because you don't want it oozing out the side of the whisker. And I'm using the Studio Katia embellishment wand, which is working great for me right now. I went ahead and die cut a few more accessories from the Bee Accessories die set. And I'm zhuzhing up this kitty cat. Zhuzhing it up. And then I pop it up on a white card base, and then rosy cheeks. Now, I wasn't sure. Can you do a rosy cheeks on a gray kitty cat? Well, I'm here to say yes, you can. And you know what? Now that I'm looking at this card, I should have added some pink to the cat's ears. Completely missed that. But maybe I'll do that later. Would you have even noticed that if I didn't say anything? I mean, I can't unsee it now. It's just glaring in my face. But these cards are so cute, don't you think? I mean, sending love from the kitty cat with the ring builder stencil. And then you got the panda with the infinite petals stencil. Make sure and check out the rest of the Waffle Flower blog hop. Hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for joining me. Have a wonderful day, and I will see you next time.